What, we're done already? So first of all, let me just start by talking about, we talk about story and there are cliches and then there are cliches. The power went out. So I am talking to you lit by candlelight, which could not be more 1455. But the fact that I'm on a computer really epitomizes 1455 because we're looking to the past and appreciating tradition, and we're taking advantage of this wonderful technology to connect no matter what. That being said, there's a millennial in the house, else I'd be in the darkness. So thank goodness for that. Let me just thank every single person who has spent a single second participating, speaking, watching, supporting, tweeting, having anything to do with this festival, because as I've been saying all weekend, we could throw the best party in the world, and if nobody comes or no one's willing to work with us, it doesn't mean a whole lot. And I think we can now say with a lot of pride that a lot of people showed up, a lot of people enjoyed it, a lot of people feel seen, and that really is our mission, put simply. So I think we have achieved that with flying colors, and I couldn't be more proud and grateful to everyone involved. 75 panels over 3 days. All I can say to you, folks who've tuned in, we will be back. This remains a labor of love. There's a lot of labor, there's a lot of love. We're going to continue to find ways to make sure that stories are being told. And I think that's what we all live for. So that's what unites us and makes all this hard work very worthwhile. So I want to especially thank all the 200 plus speakers who have lent their time and talent to us. That's everything. I've been so unbelievably inspired. I didn't need to be reminded, but the last couple of months have definitely been very tense and full of labor. And seeing these unbelievable people has made me remember that that's why we do it, and it's all worth it. So I want to thank every single person. I want to give a special shout out to our keynote, Douglas Stewart, who's become a good friend of 1455 and someone that we root for because he represents what's best of the literary community. And I'm just tremendously honored to include him in our company. I also want to give a shout of love to our Storyteller of the Year, Lisa Ling, who was so kind and gracious to accept our invitation to receive the award. I had an amazing conversation with her. And we're grateful to be taken seriously on that level, and we'll never forget that. Featured authors, Brian Broom and Disha Filia. Folks, if you didn't catch any of the panels they were involved in, that's another reason why we make it a point to record all these so they can be preserved forever. I shouldn't have to recommend it, but please check out the sessions that they're involved in. It's a great joy to have included them as featured speakers. Huge shout out to our teen poetry finalists, many of whom read for us last night. That panel also got recorded. Talk about inspiration and having a real sense of optimism for the future. Our future is in good hands, poetically speaking, based on what we saw again this year. And once again, I want to personally thank the entire 1455 team, many of whom are here right now, and we will do a toast shortly. Folks, please visit our event page. You've probably looked at the speaker page. You've looked at the panels page, which makes sense. There's also a page that has the festival committee. If you want to see why this happened and how it happened, the faces that you see will explain exactly how this happened, because it wasn't me. I contributed, but I contributed very little in comparison to the unbelievable amount of work and passion and dedication that went into pulling this off. The team has been meeting once a week since the beginning of the year, and I think that underscores how much work and TLC goes into something like this. And it's not lost on me, and I hope it's not lost on you at home, that that's what it requires to do something like this and be able to make it freely available and inclusive for the whole world. I sincerely thank everyone, but I want to give a shout out from the very bottom of my Irish heart for the quartet of soldiers who went into battle with me every single day. and they're in ways I can never properly articulate or pay back. But a quick shout out first to the indefatigable Pamela, or not, well, yeah, Pamela the She-Hulk Sorensen, who has raised our game and our outreach. Her intensity and passion has made us raise our game. And I can say with utter sincerity and happiness that we wouldn't be at the level we're at without her. The loyalty and dedication and unshakable enthusiasm she brings to her work makes her a joy to work with. And Pamela, I'm just so unbelievably humbled and grateful that you're part of the team. You're an important part of the team. Thank you. Morgan, the magician Ryan, who is the epitome of a behind the scenes soldier, doesn't need or get or take credit. So I need to give her a shout out and say, everything you see, everything you've read, everything that you think, wow, that looks really polished and professional. That's because we have Morgan Ryan on our team. But I want to go a little bit further than that, because in addition to her design work, which just rocks my world, her almost indescribable organization and leadership and unwavering commitment have pulled this off. And I don't know if it would have been possible without her. So unbelievably profound gratitude there. Of course, I'm going to give a shout out to King Ben Mayrides. He not only makes the trains run on time, he picks me up on the side of the road and pulls me along so that I have at least 1 foot in the 21st century. But now for 3 years running, Ben has been the wizard that has made sure that all these great ideas that marketing people and artists come up with actually have a chance of reaching the screen. So there were a lot of other people helping, but Ben has taken the lead and been a brother and a friend and a loyal soldier for 1455 that there are debts I can never repay there. So King Ben, your patience above all is extraordinary. And not least, Karen Vasquez, I won't insult by calling my right hand because she's both hands. She's someone who will roll up her sleeves and do any and everything for 1455. I trust her to the extent that at this point, no decisions will be made before I check with her. If I don't have Karen's buy-in, I'm not doing it, which I think is the best compliment I can give her. And it's the burden that she has to carry. Sorry, Karen. And I gave her a shout out in the keynote, but once again, Beth Ann Patrick, without your superhuman Rolodex and your advocacy for literature, we would be a much lesser organization with much less amazing talent. So ceaseless love and sushi soon. But please know that this event does not happen without every single person on that festival committee and everyone that's made a donation or supported us in any way. I definitely have to thank my wife, Heather, for still remaining married to me. She is a ceaseless source of support and loyalty. And our kids, Ben and Ellie, not only are a source of support and joy, but they have pitched in and helped out with behind the scenes tech work yet again this year. I love them all beyond measure, and I thank them because I wouldn't have had the strength to pull this off without them. So I've already gone on longer than I thought I would, but I was gonna say closing remarks should err on the side of brevity. Let me just close with a final thought. And some of this is things I've said before, I think are worth reiterating. I'm often asked, what is 1455? What does it mean? And in truth, I think there are a lot of ways to answer that question. 1455 is a nonprofit whose mission is to celebrate creativity and build community. What does the name 1455 signify? I elaborate this on our website, 1455litarts.org, but really the short response is that was the year Gutenberg's press started printing books on a massive scale, which democratized content and took the dissemination of art out of the hands of the elites and has really made a clear line between that year and where we are now. And I think that amply represents, and as I say, 1455, the power comes back on. So forces larger than us. I'm asked, what are 1455's plans? Well, we intend to remain producers of the most diverse and expansive storytelling event in the country. And with your support and participation, it will only get bigger and better. And I couldn't be more excited about that. We also will continue to provide free programming year-round via our monthly author series, the 1455 interview series, our workshops, our bi-monthly magazine, Movable Type, and our new venture, Movable Feast. And our longer term goal remains to somewhere and somehow establish a year-round writing retreat where people can gather and have the time and space to create and congregate and be inspired. 1455 is a dream I had that began as a conversation with one of my oldest friends, Dave, who willed it into existence by asking me, what would it require to make this happen? And when I told him, he said, go do it. I then pulled in the kid I met when I was 4 years old, who remains my closest confidant and partner in crime, Mark Safarian, who's now chair of the board, and the wind beneath my sails. Kim Churches is also on our executive board, and I think Mark would agree with me that we all defer to Kim before we make any choices, because Kim knows everything that we don't know, and she knows better the things that we do know. So in closing, I just want to say this. If you really want to know what 1455 is, check out the festival committee on the event site. That is the heart, brain, and soul of this organization. Those are the individuals who worked ceaselessly to pull off this series of minor miracles that resulted in 75 sessions over 3 days. And make no mistake, the idea may have initially been mine, but the realization of this vision is 100% a team effort. Then visit our website and check out our board of directors. These are the generous folks who give 1455 their time and treasure and ensure that these public events can and will remain free. Their collective wisdom makes us more nimble, diverse, powerful, and purposeful than would otherwise be possible. Look at our YouTube page, almost 200 videos of events that are now evergreen content, freely available to be enjoyed by anyone, anytime. That library of content will only increase in the years ahead and will become part of a living legacy. Look at the festival program and pay attention to all the speakers. Seek out their books, support our sister organizations and journals and the micro communities within the industry, all brilliant and passionate people whose work will immeasurably enrich your life. Get your wallet out and buy some books, buy books for friends, support the writers who were here this weekend, support the storytellers who make life bearable and give us passion and inspiration when times are especially tough. Without the community of all these creative souls, 1455's work has neither purpose or meaning, and I thank every one of them. And not least, look in the mirror. If you're a writer or anyone who appreciates storytelling, if you're here now, you're a welcome part of our community. 1455 is creating and nurturing every single day. All of this work would mean little if it wasn't well received or received at all. I'm grateful to everyone who is part of our story, and I couldn't be more optimistic about the incredible ways that this dream will continue to expand and improve. So I ask you to be safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon.